Time now for the morning rush.
We start with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. Still tracking some showers out across central and northern New Mexico this morning. These will mostly clear through the day. All that's left over will be some showers up across the northern mountains. Tomorrow, not a whole lot to look forward to except tomorrow night. Here comes our next storm system, totally different from what we have out there now, likely to bring more rain and snow to northern New Mexico. Crystal?
In overnight news, state police have captured Daniel Martinez. Police believe he's the one who opened fire, killing a gas station attendant in Edgewood. Michael Pelkey was working when a robber got into his booth at the Smith's gas station earlier this month. 7 people are now charged in Pelkey's death. Police say Martinez was captured around 1 o'clock this morning in southeast Albuquerque. They say he will undergo medical treatment for a previous injury. More information is expected to be released later on today. Stick around to KRQE News 13.
Also breaking this morning is some police activity near Comanche and Carlisle. You can see this courtesy of the KRQE News Tracker. The road is shut down. You can see a lot of police activity. No word on what's going on at this point, but we do have a crew live at the scene. And you can stay with News 13 for up-to-the-minute coverage on road conditions, closures, and delays, all related to the weather this morning as well.
Yeah, take a look at this. So we just had video of what some folks are waking up to in the northeast part of town. We also have some school delays scrolling at the bottom of your screen, more than 20. We'll stay on top of that for you. On to other news happening right now. Neighbors are hoping the city will crack down on litter. They say it's coming from a local church. The Eastgate Church and Daycare near Copper and Wantabo has a couple dumpsters in its parking lot. Neighbors say the church is not doing a good enough job to keep the lids closed, and that trash keeps blowing to nearby homes. The church says it's trying to be a good neighbor and stay on top of this. The city says they're looking into the complaint.
Happening today, a man accused of murdering his neighbor is expected to change his plea in court. 27-year-old Raymond Ortiz is accused of shooting 50-year-old Tony Morgan near Coors and Bridge. Witnesses say they heard the two arguing, but police have not said what the fight between the two was about. He has pleaded not guilty. We will let you know if that changes today in court.
New this morning, the man who pointed a BB gun, accused of pointing a BB gun at several people around UNM's campus, is said to be in district court this morning. Police say 45-year-old Vine DeLauria told them he did it because one of the victims gave him weird looks in that area. Today, we're expecting to find out if he will stay behind bars.
And developing right now, officials in Florida are learning more about the man they believe carried out the deadliest shooting ever at a U.S. high school. 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, who appeared in court Monday, was investigated by the state in 2016 after video surfaced on Snapchat showing him cutting himself. Cruz stands accused of 17 counts of premeditated murder and is being held without bail. Classes will resume at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School on February 27th.
Happening in just hours, funeral set to take place today for 5 of the Florida high school shooting victims. One of the victims said to be buried today could be receiving military honors. Thousands signed a White House petition asking for that to happen. For 15-year-old Peter Wang, the junior ROTC member held the door open to let students escape during the shooting.
And in the wake of the Florida shooting, the White House is signaling support for a bipartisan effort to improve the federal background check system. Dozens of teenage students brought their demands for gun reform to the White House gates yesterday. President Trump plans to hold a listening session with high school students and teachers at the White House on Wednesday.
This morning, 6 female inmates at MDC are wanting change. Video shows them being mazed, they say, for no reason. Now they're suing. Attorney Shannon Kennedy says it shows her client, Cynthia Ramona Chavez, having a seizure right there on the floor. As women crowd around Cynthia to help, jail guards are seen macing every woman in that group. Chavez and the 5 other women say they did not get a warning they would be maced. The county would not comment on this. Kristen.
Today's Metro Threat Index up to a 6. Still have some flurries in the foothills. Very cold temperatures today and still some icy spots on the roadways because of the snow we picked up this morning as well as overnight. Crystal?
News this morning, the city of Santa Fe is extending the deadline to an online survey seeking public input on what to do with the Santa Fe University of Art and Design campus. The campus is slated to close in the spring. The survey asks residents about a number of uses, from educational opportunities to a dog park. You can now take the 14-question survey through the 26th. We have a link for you on our website, krqe.com.
Happening now, Albuquerque is getting a lot of attention this morning after being named one of 27 underrated U.S. cities. Time magazine did research on cities with hidden gems. It cites Albuquerque's breweries and galleries that showcase local artists. Other cities on the list include St. Augustine, Florida, and Boulder, Colorado.
Time now for a check on traffic. We've been talking all morning about the icy roadways because of the snow, but just keep in mind too, we do have an accident that has the shoulder blocked of I-40 westbound Juan to Bow. Some minor slowing already. We'll keep eyes on that throughout the day.
And happy birthday, Dion's. The local chain is celebrating 40 years of serving pizza, subs, salads, and of course, its famous ranch dressing. Now, 40 years ago, Dion's co-founders John Patton and Bill Scott came to Albuquerque from Michigan with dreams of opening a Greek restaurant. Now, their plans changed when their customers fell in love with their pizza and, of course, some of that ranch dressing. Now, the company runs 23 locations in 3 different states.
Let's go celebrate, guys.
Yes.
Sounds delicious. All right, finally this morning, a little girl from Colorado who had a rough 7th birthday when none of her friends showed up is in good spirits today. When Lindsay Robert, an actress who plays Elsa on occasion, heard about Leanna's heartbreaking birthday, she came to the rescue. Dressed as the Ice Queen herself, the two sang songs, opened presents, and spent the afternoon together. All thanks to Elsa's Facebook post, the community is now working to throw Leanna a surprise birthday party soon.
Very sweet.
I love that
Way to
story.
save it.
Time now for the 5 facts.
And number 5, Albuquerque is getting a lot of attention again, as we mentioned this morning, after being named one of the 27 underrated U.S. cities. And once again, Time magazine did research on the Duke City, finding that the breweries and galleries did a lot to showcase local artists. Now, other cities on the list, again, include St. Augustine, Florida, and Boulder, Colorado.
Number 4 now, charges could soon be filed against the adults at a high school wrestling match after a brawl broke out. Saturday, Belen High School senior Rowdy Robinson was wrestling against Diego Pavia from St. Pius at the Santa Ana Star Center. Rowdy's mom, Robin, says her son's knee locked up and that the opponent's mom got mad and for some reason lunged at her. That's when the first fight began. Then people outside fighted once more.
And at number 3, Albuquerque Public Schools will talk about new safety measures and ways they're working to improve campus safety. APS says it has a number of procedures already in place. Schools are required to practice lockdowns, shelter in place, and evacuation drills. APS is also asking that schools to review their site safety plans, which include instructions for emergency situations. We'll have all the details from their morning meeting today.
Number 2, now new details on that deadly shooting on Sunday that sparked in the middle of a busy intersection. APD says around 5 Sunday, a woman and her daughter were driving when her estranged husband, Kian Ming, crashed into them, then shot the daughter in the shoulder. Investigators say a 12-year veteran of the National Guard witnessed it all, yelled at Ming to stop. Then he says Ming pointed the gun at him, so he fired back and killed him. Police don't expect that man, the Good Samaritan, to be charged. The daughter is expected to be okay this morning.
At number 1, looking at some snow showers out across central and northern New Mexico this morning. These will continue to wind down through the later half of today. Just some leftover showers up over the northern mountains. Temperatures much colder statewide today as Albuquerque won't leave the 40s. Breezy conditions at times. Tomorrow is still going to be cool, although more rain and snow expected across northern New Mexico once we hit Thursday.